Do you feel like your email campaigns are being ignored, they're not being opened, or even worse, they're landing in the spam folder? The good news is you're not alone and there is a fix. My name is Adam and I'm the founder and head of strategy here at Gen Z Media, and we've helped countless e-commerce brands to grow profitably through retention marketing. And luckily, in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you through our 3-step process to recovering your open rates. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Okay, so we are in. Low open rates are obviously the silent killer of email marketing. And here is exactly how to take your emails out of the spam folder and into the glorified inbox. So if you follow this system, you should be able to bring your open rates, if you're suffering from, let's say, 15-20% open rates, all the way up to 40% plus. Now, this is something that we've done for multiple brands in the past. Here's just one small example. And as you can see here, 16-15% open rates, you know that there's a problem there, right? There's obviously an inboxing issue, a sender reputation issue. And by fixing this problem, by following this process, you'll obviously be able to not only increase your open rates, but increase the impressions that you're getting from those emails as well, because that's really important. We always want to be trying to maximize the eyeballs in each email. So I want you guys to think about it, right? If you're spending time crafting the perfect email, the beautiful designs, writing compelling copy, setting up, clever automations, literally none of that matters unless, someone actually, sees the email itself. Otherwise, it's going to be collecting digital dust. So what actually are the real costs of low open rates? And essentially here, you're burning money, right? And it's just so crucial to get down and nail down, because every unopened email means, lost revenue for the business. Your most loyal customers could start to disengage because your sender reputation could be damaged over, a longer period of time. Again, that starts to decline. Your campaign performance starts doing worse. Inevitably, your email revenue could actually begin to flatline. With advertising costs being quite expensive as well. You do not want this to happen, right? So it's crucial that email deliverability is locked in. Now, here is the gut punch. The longer you ignore this problem, the harder it becomes to fix, because poor open rates today is worse deliverability tomorrow, and even worse low open rates, or even lower open rates the next month. So we have now the 3-step solution to recovering poor open rates. But before we actually get into that, I want to discover why we actually have poor open rates, because it's important for you to notice and to try and diagnose where this issue is kind of coming from. So there are behavioral practices and technical practices that you need to know in order to try and isolate where this issue is coming from. So the behavioral practices relate to the actual behavior of you sending emails. And a few of these reasons could be sending to the entire list frequently, using heavy file sizes and images, like using excessive capitalization and emojis, excessive use of links, sending too many emails to the wrong people, burning the list, and not excluding the correct customers as well. A good example of this is if you imagine a customer has literally just purchased from the brand. You don't want to be sending them out sales emails constantly. You want to make sure that those customers are excluded, because they'll be annoyed that they didn't get the discount. Similarly, you'll want to exclude people who have bounced, marked as spam, suppressed, unsubscribed, because most email marketing platforms, they do automatically suppress these contacts, but they don't get it right all of the time. So it's important to make sure that these are always excluded from your campaigns to maintain, healthy deliverability. Then when we're going on to technical practices, you want to make sure that you have your dedicated sending domain set up inside Klaviyo, or the branded sending domain. Your DMARC records are set up for your domain as well, which isn't done in Klaviyo. It's done in your DNS records, wherever your domain host, wherever that's hosted. And last but not least, on the technical side, is making sure that your sender name matches the domain name. As soon as these new regulations came out from Gmail and Yahoo, they've gotten a lot stricter on making sure that the sender name matches that domain name. So for example, if you're sending from Nike.com, make sure that the sender name is Nike, not something totally different. Now, here is the 3-step process that we follow at our agency to recover open rates, and I suggest that you do the same. So step 1 is creating a segment of hyper engaged contacts. Think 7 to 14 days opener clicks. That just means that these are, recently engaged customers, and they're very likely to open your emails and send primarily to them for only 2 weeks. Your step 2 is making sure that you're sending primarily plain text emails throughout that period. Try to provoke subscribers to reply to your emails as well, because if you can get them to reply, that's going to help your sender reputation, and it's telling all of these email service providers that your emails are actually worth engaging with, and people are actually engaging with them. And yeah, again, massively helps your sender reputation. Step 3 then is your open rates should recover throughout this period. So once you've gone through that 2-week phase, you can then start to increase your engaged segment. So instead of sending to, let's say, 7 to 14 days opens and clicks, you send to 30 or 60 days or even 90, depends on your list. But what you want to make sure is that you're hitting at least 40% open rates or more. Now, I have a bonus tip here, and I suggest that if you are suffering from low open rates, to definitely do this, because this is a nice way to boost your sender reputation in a relatively short space of time. So step one is going to be sending a plain text to that hyper engaged segment that we already spoke about. In this email, what you're going to do is you're going to let them know that there's a competition running. So if they reply to that email, they'll then be entered into this competition. And this kind of serves two purposes, because number one, you can collect great feedback from, about the brand from customers. And number two, it really helps with your sender reputation, because again, if these people reply to these emails, it's going to help with that sender reputation. And step three, obviously getting a ton of replies, which is going to improve that, right? So here's an example from a client of ours that we did previously. You can see here that for the next few days, if you reply to this email and give us some feedback on X, you'll receive, you'll be in with a chance of receiving a free product. So this works exceptionally well. Again, I would strongly recommend you try this out. Hopefully you found some value with the 3-step process, and I would strongly recommend implementing this ASAP if you are struggling with low open rates.
The thing is, improving open rates from your email marketing is only the beginning when it comes to maximizing your results. So if you're ready to scale your e-commerce brand profitably using custom built retention strategies for your business, click the link below down in the description and have a chat with myself and my team. And if you're not ready yet, don't worry. Watch this video here where I share my 4 lessons from generating $8 million in email marketing revenue.